Hello friends, welcome to my channel Go Digit. Today in this video we will continue to extend our learning with respect to BC Container Helper commands. So from the past 2-3 videos I am making the videos on the commands of the BC Container Helper module, and where we are learning the concepts of authentication to the production environment, to the sandbox environment, and how can we publish the app to the production or to the sandbox environment under the PTE scope, which means the per tenant extension scope, right? Using just writing some lines of code in the PowerShell script using the basic container helper module, and then we are good to go with publishing of apps. So if you have not watched the previous videos, I request you to please go and have a watch those videos so that you can understand the complete concept, and then the topic which you will cover today as well, you will get the complete insight about it, right? So as you can see from my screen here, that we have covered already two cases we have covered with respect to publishing the per tenant extension apps on the test environment or either in the production environment. So in the today's case, we will learn about like publishing the apps to the development scope in a sandbox environment. So guys, as we know that if you are aware about the online cloud BC, then you know that we generally have two types of environment. One is the production environment in which the real data, the business data is there, the customers data is there. Okay, and one is a sandbox environment. Sandbox environment means, in a layman terms, you can understand like this: that it's a test environment. Okay, so where you can do all sort of testing stuff. Now, the major difference, the basic difference I could say from the in between of these environments is something from the extension perspective is that in the production environment, you can publish the apps under two scopes. One is as a global scope, and second one is a per tenant extension scope. However, in the sandbox environment, you will be able to publish the apps uh, both as a global scope as well as a PTE scope as well. But there is one more scope, which is the dev scope, right? So, like for example, when we create extensions, when we develop extension in the VS Code, and if I want to publish this using the Control F5 or F5, it will publish the extension in my sandbox environment only. You cannot publish the extension to the production environment from the VS Code. But even when you publish the extension from the VS Code into the sandbox environment, you will see that the value in the published as column will remain as dev and not as global or as PTE. Okay, so that is the manual activity. For example, when you are developing an extension in the VS Code, you can press F5 or Control F5 and something like that. However, if you are setting up the CI/CD pipelines and all that stuff, or like if you are creating some PowerShell script, if you want that script that you can run, you can deploy that script in any system, and through which you can publish the app from anywhere, or you can schedule this publishing apps to the environments. Then into the sandbox environment as a dev scope, uh, if I open my PowerShell. Here you will see that there is one command available called as publish-BC container app. So basically this command is available in the BC container helper module, through which we can push the apps or publish the apps under the dev scope directly into the sandbox environment. Okay, I am again saying this command will not be available if you have not installed the BC Container Helper module. So the prerequisite is something that you must install the BC Container Helper module first. Okay, now rest of the steps will remain same, just like we have seen in the past 2-3 videos as well. So what I will do here is that I will copy this portion at least. Okay, and now you will see that I'm using first new hyphen BC auth context Okay, and passing this client ID, client secret, and tenant ID information. I will not repeat the information about like how from where I get all these values. You can watch my previous videos from where you can learn about the same. Okay, now the thing is after this, when we have already set up, okay, so now what the next thing we can do is that, for example, and in the environment variable, I need to change it to test. Okay, as I mentioned that you cannot publish the app under the dev scope into the production environment. And the name of my test environment is the TEST test only. So that's why I'm typing the name test here in the environment variable. Okay, now we just have to type this command publish-BC container app. Then, of course, we need to pass first this BC auth context where I can pass this variable. Okay, then the second thing is the environment where I can type the variable environment and then apps, app file. Okay, so here is my apps variable. So one thing which I want to show up here is which we have not covered in the previous videos. Like for example, uh, here I am passing this app variable. The path here is C temporary apps. Okay, so if I show you the path. Okay, so here you can see that I have placed now this time three apps. Previously, I just pushed only one app. I placed only one app here, and that was there automatically it get published. But now let's see how this command behaves and or how the output actually generates based on if you place number of apps. And out of that also, if I show you up this app. GoDigit main app is dependent on this app called dependency test. So basically, if I want to publish this app, I need to publish this dependency test app as well along with it. So that is why I have placed uh, dependency test app as well and the main app as well. Like to publish this app successfully, I need this app to be published. And so these are related. However, this one is not related at all to these to these two apps. So that's why we will see on the both the two scenarios that if you place certain apps which are related to each other and which are not related to each other. So if you receive or face any error or not, so we will see that thing. Okay, so now I have placed my multiple apps into this folder, and so this apps variable will pass the list of all the apps which are placed under this path, and then environment is of course test, which in which my apps will get published. Okay, so let's try to run this whole script. I'll select them and click on run. Okay, so now you see that it authenticated successfully as an app, and now it is publishing the first app, which was placed into that particular folder. And okay, app default published successfully. Now it is publishing second app, which is basically a dependent app. Okay, so it published successfully. And then the third app, now it is going to publish, and this also published successfully. And now the output is done. The script running is done. So you see that how in a well sequential manner it published all the apps one by one. And it is not only publishing, but it is giving you the information of like whether it is pass or it is getting any error. So it will give you all the things. Okay, so how well you will receive the output. So that's a good thing. Now let's see basically in the web client, in the test business center, Sandbox business center, that if I really get those apps or not, and along with that, what is the scope of those three extensions which get published, right? So I just refresh it, and then we will open the extension management page. Okay, so here it is. Okay, so first you can see this app which was not related to each other to any of that other two apps, so it got published under the dev scope. So this is the scope which is available only for the Sandbox environment. Okay, now if you come down here, you will see the second app which is also got published under the dev scope, and then the third one is something main app which is also published as under the dev scope, right? So you see here that I do not have to open multiple instances of the VS Code, or I do not have to open all three apps and publish all three apps one by one manually from the VS Code. I just place those three apps in my folder, and then the rest of the part was done by the script automatically. It is taking the apps one by one and pushing the and publishing the apps to my environment. So this is so like I could say this it's a really amazing thing that this the commands of the BC Container Helper module is so amazing to use, and of course it is something which not only is helping you from the Docker container perspective, but to the cloud business center environment as well. Okay, so I think that's all in the today's video. If you like it, I request you to please hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching this video.